Alright, hello everyone. This is Rich, and I am here with your day 27 for Mr. Rich's Worst Movies That I Own. And today, we're looking at the 1988 shot-on-video thriller, 555. A movie so awesome, you can only get it on VHS. Here's the rundown. As I said, May 1988. It has a 2.5 on IMDB. If you want this gem on VHS, it's $79.99 on Amazon. And in my quick research, they are selling the bootlegs, the DVD of it, for $16.95 on eBay. I got my copy a long time ago on what was it? iOffer for $3. It was totally worth it. This is the only bootleg that I ever owned that had what do I want to say? It had Easter eggs. Had two Easter eggs on here. It had a changing of a score and like a hidden music video for Cannibal Lesbians or something directed by Lloyd Kaufman. It's actually quite interesting. Anyway, the movie. As I said, 555. That's monstrosity. What happens? I'm gonna read you off this little thing I did. What happens when you film Blood Feast 20 years later with a shitty story, less acting ability, just as good as effects, and a dismal soundtrack? You get Wally Cause's 555. I thought it was fairly funny. I thought of that because I have my Blood Feast shirt on. I guess I was thinking of it. So what the fuck is this movie about? Well, it's a semi-detective story / slasher movie. Essentially, there's a killer that's been going around for the past 20 years and kills 5 people, or he kills 2 sets of, or a couple for 5 days every 5 years. So in total, he kills 10 people in 5 days every 5 years, and he's been doing this for 20 years. Now, when I first was watching this, for some reason I thought of the Trinity Killer from Dexter in the new season that's out. I don't know why. It's just the first thing that popped in my head because it's along the same lines as that, but just done terribly. So this whole movie is pretty much the detectives trying to find the killer, and then you see the killer murdering all his victims within these 5 days. So you have what I call Detective Angry and Lieutenant Putz. Detective Angry at every scene must get angry at least 4 or 5 times, and he must throw something across the room. So Detective Angry and Lieutenant Putz try to put the crime on this colonel who was the first one to call in the murder. So they want the colonel to be the guy that they finger for the murder, and it's totally not him. This guy, he doesn't have the MO really of the guy who would murder these people, even though it's explained at one time in the movie he was in the same city as one of the murders that happened in the past. With that, you see the murders that go on, and the special effects are okay for like a shot-on-video movie, but there's a couple problems I have. One is the color of the blood. I'm a special effects artist. If you can't get the color of the blood to be the same thing throughout the fucking movie, you might as well not even try. And sometimes it's nice dark red, sometimes it's fucking pink, and other times it's black. Now, I don't know if that's because of the way they did the quality of the video or what, but definitely this time that's pink. They did not do the blood right. I know that for sure. There's screaming in these scenes because every single death scene has the guy get murdered, and then the woman gets kind of like tortured and her throat slit, and then the guy has sex with the dead corpse. But the scream that the woman does, it's like they just repeat the scream a couple of times in the movie. It's like they do the exact same scream. Like they only had one scream track. I don't get that. And then like literally some of the like the knifing effects are literally, it looks like somebody's taking a knife and literally like spreading jam across the woman's like breast, and it looks like it's killing them. It doesn't make sense. Let's see what else here. So, and also with that, there's a subplot of Detective Angry and Snooty Mc, so what do they call her? Like Snooty McNews person, which is this woman who's like in her 50s, but the character that I believe that they written for in the script was supposed to be a lot younger. And she's supposed to be like this like sex pot, and it comes off kind of like that, but like in like a soccer mom type way. And he kind of like, they're always, Detective Angry and the news lady keep butting heads on shit. And there's a whole scene where she like just gives herself to the colonel guy that like they're trying to finger at one time. He like she gives herself to him, like she like takes out her flapjack tits, which are actually kind of nice, by the way, and just was like, you know, suck on my titties while you tell me the story of your life and why you do the things you do. The nudity in this movie is awesome, and I know I'm going to get shit from my girlfriend for saying that, because I always get booby watcher from her. But the nudity in this movie is awesome. The reactions to getting killed are kind of weird. Like, there's a whole scene with this Asian chick where she's supposed to be, like, in fear, but it looks like she's laughing. It's, like, literally, like, the face isn't there. There's no emoting that is supposed to be there. So with that, they figure out who the killer is, and I'm gonna tell you right now, spoiler, it turns out to be the captain of the no, it's supposed to be the detective DA, or something like that, the DA of the fucking like station or something like that, district attorney. And it comes out because the newspaper lady is having sex with him, and she kind of figures out that it's one of his alias names was one of the killer from back in like the day. So with that, Lieutenant Putz and fucking Sergeant Angry go to the abandoned coffin factory, and they find that he murdered his last victims and tries to have sex with them, but he kind of gets cock blocked, and then he gets shot and dies, and then that's the end of the fucking movie. Right before the news lady like kicks him a couple times, which is kind of funny. Yeah, this movie's bad. It's the only movie made by Wally Kaz, but honestly, I'm kind of intrigued. I really wish he would did more movies. I mean, he's a bit like Andre Chinas, but like a lot better, like a couple of steps, well, actually a good leap above him, but it's still a bad movie, folks. It's still like number 5 on my worst of my movies that I own. So, I don't know. If you want to see if you can find this movie, I know you can find it on a bunch of bootleg sites, so if you really do try to find this movie, you can find it. And probably Wily Kaz is watching this right now going, dude, why don't you buy my $80 used VHS on Amazon? Because it's $80 fucking dollars. I don't know what else to say about this movie. It's not a good movie. It's like they had all this effort in there. Video violence is like 20 times better than this movie. Even Wood Chipper Massacre to a point is better than this film. And that's kind of saying something. When a 12-year-old can outact your 40-year-old person. That's in here. Also, the sets. They use the same set about 9 different times in this movie. They just like repaint it, and then they're just like, here, put a bed here. That's a bedroom. And then there's like, oh, we're going to use this other one. We'll just turn it like a little bit like this. That's the office. What the fuck? I mean, they only had like one. Did they like film it in a furniture store or something? I don't know. Stay far fucking away from this movie. I didn't like it. The killer's kind of weird. The killer's actually like a hippie. He dresses like a hippie. I don't really get that. But yeah, I'm running out of time. Stay away from 555 unless you're a really big bad movie fan or I don't know, a fan of Wally Cause. I don't know if you're just interested in it. But that's it for my day 27, did I say? For Mr. Rich's worst movies that I own. Alright, bye.